Welcome back to RF Coins, the channel where we explore hidden gems in your pocket change and uncover the fascinating stories behind United States coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and highly collectible pennies in the hobby. The 1976 D. Lincoln cent. Many collectors call it a sleeper coin because although it looks like just another penny, under the right conditions, it can be worth a lot of money. Stay with me as we go through its history, design details, minting errors, varieties, and the current market values that can shock you. The backdrop of 1976. The year 1976 was not just another year in American history. It was the bicentennial year, celebrating 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While quarters, half dollars, and silver dollars received special bicentennial designs, the humble penny remained unchanged with Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, even though the design didn't change, the 1976 D penny carries its own importance in numismatics. The Denver Mint. The 1976 D Lincoln cent was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D under the date. That year, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, but like with all coinage, not all pennies are created equal. Small variations in minting, striking quality, and condition separate ordinary pocket change from coins worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The design of the Lincoln cent. Let us take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, we have the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. His initials VDB are visible under Lincoln's shoulder. On the reverse, we have the famous Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, showing Lincoln seated inside if you look closely with magnification. This design ran from 1959 until 2008. Collectors know that every detail matters in grading these coins. Composition of the coin. The 1976 D penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition makes it different from modern pennies struck after 1982, which are mostly zinc with a thin copper plating. Because copper has intrinsic value, even the base metal of a 1976 penny is worth more than 1 cent. But collectors are not after melt value. They are after condition, rarity, and errors. Mint errors and varieties. Now let us talk about what makes certain 1976 D pennies very valuable. Error coins are always in demand. Some examples include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks. A dramatic off-center penny showing clear date and mint mark can sell for big money. A double die obverse where letters in Liberty or the motto "In God We Trust" appear doubled can also command high prices. That condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Condition is king. A heavily circulated 1976 D penny found in pocket change will likely be worth only face value. But an uncirculated example, with full original mint luster and no signs of wear, can bring surprising amounts at auction. Coins graded mint state 65, 66, or 67 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can jump in value quickly. Auction records. Some 1976 D Lincoln cents in top condition have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. For example, a coin graded MS67 red, with blazing copper color and no distracting marks, has reached auction prices well above $1,000. In rare cases, prices can skyrocket when collectors compete for the finest known examples. How to identify valuable coins? If you have a 1976 D penny at home, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the details. Check the sharpness of the strike, the color, and any unusual doubling or errors. Bright red uncirculated pennies are more desirable than brown ones. A certified grading service can provide an official grade that boosts market value and buyer confidence. Circulated versus uncirculated. Let us compare two examples. A circulated 1976 D penny from pocket change, worn and dull, will bring little more than face value. But the same date in a mint set, preserved in a brilliant state, could be worth several dollars. And if it reaches gem mint levels, the price climbs exponentially. This is why many collectors search old mint sets and rolls for high-grade survivors. Current market value. So what is the current market value? A typical 1976 D penny in circulated condition is worth about 1 cent. In uncirculated red condition, prices range from 50 cents to $5. But in grades above MS66 red, the value shoots upward. The record prices have reached well over $600, and in extremely rare top pop examples, thousands. There have even been discussions and estimates pushing values into the hundreds of thousands if a unique variety surfaces, which makes this coin a constant area of excitement. Investment potential collectors and investors both keep an eye on the 1976 D cent. Because of its copper composition and the appeal of bicentennial year coinage, it remains popular. While not every coin will make you rich, holding on to high-grade examples can be a smart move. History shows that rare and beautiful coins only grow more desirable with time. Tips for collectors: if you want to hunt for valuable 1976 D pennies, here are some tips. Search bank rolls for uncirculated examples. Look through old coin albums and mint sets. Use proper lighting and magnification to spot errors. Store coins in protective holders to preserve their condition. And remember, grading makes a huge difference. A penny that looks ordinary to the naked eye may be a treasure when viewed up close. The legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American life for over a century. The 1976 D is just one chapter in that story, but it is a chapter that reflects the nation's bicentennial spirit and the ongoing fascination collectors have with this small but powerful piece of history. Every penny tells a story, and sometimes that story can be worth a fortune. Conclusion and call to action. So there you have it. The 1976 D Lincoln penny. A coin that millions of people overlook every day, yet in the right condition and with the right errors, it can be worth a small fortune. From a simple copper cent to a valuable collectible, the journey of this coin is what makes numismatics so exciting. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story of hidden treasure. Drop a comment below and let us know if you have a 1976 D penny in your collection. Maybe your coin is the next record breaker. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting. This is RF Coins signing off. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating little coins in American numismatic history. The 1976 D Lincoln cent. At first glance it looks like just another penny. Small, copper, simple, and ordinary. But behind this 1 cent coin hides a story of history, of minting, of rarity, and yes, of surprising value in today's market. By the end of this video, you will never look at a simple penny the same way again. The BACKGRUND. The year was 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial. 200 years of independence. Fireworks, parades, and special commemorative coins for quarters, halves, and dollars. But the Lincoln cent continued its steady run without a special bicentennial reverse. Minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, the 1976 Lincoln penny became part of the everyday pocket change of Americans. And yet, the 1976 D from Denver carries stories that continue to excite collectors. The DSIGN. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909. The reverse carries the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Simple, elegant, and for many just ordinary. But remember, numismatics is never about the obvious. It is about details, mint marks, conditions, and mistakes that make an ordinary coin extraordinary. The Denver MNT. The 1976 D cent was minted at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The D mint mark beneath the date is the key identifier. Billions were produced. Yes, billions. Which might make you wonder, how can something minted in the billions ever be valuable? The answer is in rarity within condition. Most circulated freely, worn down, scratched, and lost. Only a small fraction survived in pristine quality or with striking errors. The copper story here is something collectors love to remember. In 1976 the Lincoln cent was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition lasted until 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched to copper-plated zinc because copper prices were rising. This means that even in base metal value, a 1976 penny carries more weight than the modern cents of today. That history of metal content is another layer of charm for collectors. Circulation and WER. Most 1976 pennies you find in circulation today are heavily worn. Brown in color, scratches across the surface, lacking sharp details. These are worth face value, a single cent, nothing more. But collectors chase after uncirculated examples. Shiny red surfaces, minimal marks, and sharp details on Lincoln's hair and coat. Those are the coins that bring surprising money in today's auctions. Mint state value. Mint state coins are graded from MS60 up to the perfect MS70. A 1976 in MS60 might sell for just $1 or $2. But climb higher. An MS65 red example might fetch $15 to $25. In MS66 red the price can jump to $50 or more. And then the rarities. MS67 red, an extraordinary grade, can sell for hundreds. And MS67 plus or higher, when found, can reach values over $1,000 at major auction houses. The record SLES. One of the most exciting facts about the 1976 cent is the record auction price. Certain examples graded MS67 red have sold for prices exceeding $6,000. Imagine that. A coin minted by the billions, originally worth a penny, turning into thousands of dollars. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. The potential that hidden in your pocket change is a small fortune. Error CNS. But wait. Beyond condition there is another path to value. Error coins. The 1976 penny has been found with off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and other fascinating mint mistakes. An off-center strike showing part of the blank space can sell for $100 or more depending on how dramatic. A strong double die error can sell for hundreds or even thousands. Error coins are like fingerprints, unique and always intriguing to collectors. The bicentennial CONNECTON. Although the Lincoln cent did not receive a special bicentennial reverse, the year 1976 will always be tied to America's 200th birthday. That makes the coin historically significant. Collectors love linking history to coins. The 1976 cent is part of that patriotic narrative, making it more than just a date and a mint mark. It is a piece of American history that jingled in the pockets of Americans during the great bicentennial celebrations. How to spot value? So how do you know if your 1976 cent is valuable? First, check the condition. Is it bright red with full luster or brown and worn? Second, check for errors. Look closely at the lettering and date for doubling. Examine the rims for off-center strikes. Third, consider grading. Sending a coin to a professional service like PCGS or NGC can turn a coin worth a few dollars into one certified and valued much higher. Collecting STRATGY. Many collectors love to build Lincoln cent sets. Some collect by date and mint mark from 1909 to today. Others chase high-grade examples only. Some specialize in errors. The 1976 is a must-have for any complete Lincoln set. And for those who focus on the copper era, the 1976 holds an important position right before the metal composition changed. Modern market trends. Today's market continues to show strong interest in Lincoln cents. Prices for high-grade examples remain solid. Error coins attract competitive bidding. And as more collectors enter the hobby through online marketplaces, demand only grows. The humble 1976 penny, once dismissed as pocket change, now has a steady place in auctions, shows, and collections. Why this coin matters? Why should you care about the 1976 penny? Because it proves that even the most common things can hold hidden stories and hidden value. Because it is a direct link to American history. Because it shows that attention to detail and patience can turn a penny into a fortune. And because it invites all of us to look closer at the coins we hold every day. Closing MESSAG. So next time you find a 1976 Lincoln cent in your change, stop and look. Maybe it is just a worn cent worth 1 penny. Or maybe it is a mint state beauty worth hundreds. Or maybe, just maybe, you are holding one of the rare gems worth thousands of dollars. The thrill of collecting is that you never know. Thank you for joining me here on RF Coins. Subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of coins, history, and value. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, treasure is often hidden in plain sight. Today, we are diving into the fascinating story of the 1981 Lincoln penny. This coin, often overlooked as just another copper cent in pocket change, holds a story far richer than many collectors realize. From its history rooted in the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, to the changing composition of the cent itself, and finally to its surprising market value in today's coin world, this little coin is worth a lot more attention than you might think. So grab your magnifying glass, because by the end of this video, you might never look at a 1981 penny the same way again. The birth of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first circulating U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person, and that made history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became an instant favorite among Americans. But the penny we are focusing on today, minted in 1981, came during a time of transition, when copper prices were rising and the U.S. Mint had to make some big decisions about the future of America's smallest denomination. The year 1981 in context. The year 1981 was not just another year in coinage. Inflation was running high, the value of copper was increasing, and the U.S. Mint was struggling to balance the cost of producing pennies. By 1982, the composition of the Lincoln cent would change forever, from being struck in 95% copper and 5% zinc, to becoming primarily zinc with just a thin copper coating. That means 1981 was one of the very last years Americans held true copper pennies in their hands. The two mint varieties. The 1981 penny comes in two major varieties, the Philadelphia issue without a mint mark, and the Denver issue carrying a small d below the date. But there's a twist. In 1981, there were actually two different styles of lettering used on the coin, known as the Type 1 and Type 2 varieties. The difference is in the clarity and shape of the letters in the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." Collectors today hunt for these subtle differences, because the Type 2 variety, used more frequently in proof coins, is considered scarcer and more desirable. Proof coins and their magic. In addition to the circulation strikes, the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions of the 1981 cent. These were struck with specially prepared dies, resulting in a sharp, mirror-like finish. The 1981's proof penny exists in both Type 1 and Type 2 varieties. The Type 2 proofs, with their sharper, more defined lettering, are significantly rarer and can command impressive prices among collectors today. The metal value of the penny. One of the fascinating things about 1981 pennies is that they are made of real copper. Each one contains about 3.11 grams of copper, and when copper prices rise, the melt value of the coin can exceed its face value. While it is currently illegal to melt pennies for their metal, the underlying value of these coins adds another layer of intrigue. Imagine a coin with a face value of just 1 cent actually being worth 2 or even 3 cents in raw copper. Errors that make fortunes. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting: errors. The 1981 penny, like many others, has its share of minting mistakes. Some coins were struck off-center, some showed double die errors where the lettering or date appears doubled, and some were even struck on the wrong planchets. These rare errors can transform an ordinary 1-cent piece into a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Grading and condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1981 penny pulled from circulation may only be worth face value, but if you find one in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value can rise dramatically. Collectors rely on professional grading services, like PCGS and NGC, to certify the quality of their coins. High-grade examples, especially those graded mint state 67 or higher, can bring strong premiums in the marketplace. Market value today. So what is a 1981 penny worth right now? In circulated condition, most examples are still only worth 1 cent. But in pristine uncirculated grades, they can sell for a few dollars each. Proof versions, especially the scarce Type 2 proof from San Francisco, can range from $20 to several $100s, depending on grade. And when it comes to rare error coins, some have been known to sell for staggering amounts, even upwards of thousands of dollars. The legendary sales. One of the most eye-popping stories comes from auction records where rare varieties and high-grade coins sold for nearly unbelievable sums. Some proof 1981's Type 2 pennies have sold for well over $1,000 when graded perfectly. Add in errors, and you start to see coins that were once pocket change commanding values of $6,700 or even $67,697 in auction catalogs. These stories fuel the excitement of treasure hunting in everyday change. Collecting strategies. If you want to collect 1981 pennies, there are several approaches. You can build a simple set with Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco issues. You can hunt specifically for high-grade uncirculated examples. Or, if you love the thrill of the chase, you can focus on errors and varieties. No matter your strategy, the 1981 penny provides an affordable entry point with the potential for big rewards. The legacy of copper pennies. The 1981 penny represents the end of an era. By 1982, copper cents were gone, replaced with lighter zinc-based coins. That makes 1981 a nostalgic year for many collectors, and a reminder of how even small changes in economics can reshape our currency forever. Holding a 1981 penny is like holding a piece of American history, a coin that straddled two eras in U.S. minting. Why collectors care? Collectors are not just interested in monetary value. They see coins like the 1981 Lincoln cent as artifacts of culture and history. Each one tells a story, of inflation, of economic decisions, of minting technology, and of Abraham Lincoln's enduring place on our money. The passion for coins comes from this connection to the past, and the 1981 penny delivers that connection in a big way. How to spot valuable coins. If you are searching your pocket change or coin rolls from the bank, here are some tips. Look for pennies from 1981 with sharp details, no scratches, and bright luster. Check the mint mark carefully, and use a magnifying glass to spot doubling or other unusual features. If you think you found something special, compare it to trusted coin guides or send it to a grading service for authentication. Conclusion and call to action. And there you have it, the full story of the 1981 Lincoln penny, from its copper heritage to its current market value, and the incredible auction prices that prove even the smallest coin can carry a huge treasure within. So the next time you get change at the store, don't overlook those pennies. Your next find could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 penny, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, where every coin has a story and every collector has a chance at discovery. Hit the like button, share this video with your fellow treasure hunters, and comment below with your best penny find. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, history is in your hands. Today we begin a deep journey into one of the most common yet fascinating coins of modern America, the 2001 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it is just a small copper-plated coin worth only 1 cent. But behind its design, its history, and its varieties, there are surprises that have made collectors pay hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars. In this series, running from Part 1 to Part 15, we will look at every angle of the 2001 Lincoln cent, from its creation in the U.S. Mint to the marketplace where collectors are still hunting for gems. Stay with me until the end, because the story of this coin is far more valuable than its face. The history of the Lincoln penny design. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of symbolic imagery. The designer was Victor David Brenner, and his initials, VDB, are still visible on many issues. Over the decades, the reverse design changed from wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial, and later to the Union Shield. By the year 2001, the Lincoln Memorial reverse had already been in circulation for more than 40 years. Millions of Americans carried this small but symbolic coin every day, not realizing that certain minting errors and high-grade examples could make it worth a collector's fortune. That the minting of the 2001 penny. The 2001 pennies were minted in 3 main locations. Philadelphia, which produced coins without a mint mark. Denver, which used the letter D under the date. And San Francisco, which struck proof coins with the S mint mark. Billions of these coins were made, but not all were created equal. Some coins came out with double dies, weak strikes, or special proof finishes. These differences are what make some 2001 pennies ordinary pocket change, while others rise in market value to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Why collectors love the 2001 penny. Collectors are always searching for coins that are common in circulation yet have hidden value. The 2001 penny is attractive because it is modern, easy to find, but also full of varieties that can slip past untrained eyes. Beginners can start by checking rolls from the bank, while advanced collectors can chase high-grade certified examples. Many coin hunters enjoy the thrill of finding a tiny detail that others have overlooked, turning a single cent into a treasure worth far more. Market value of common 2001 pennies. In circulated condition, a 2001 penny usually trades for face value. But in uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, the value can jump. A brilliant, red uncirculated 2001 penny from Philadelphia might bring between $1 and $5. From Denver, the value is similar. But if the coin is in pristine condition with sharp details and glowing red luster, prices can rise to $20 or more. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially the deep cameo versions, can range from $5 to $50 depending on grade. The big money varieties. Here is where things get exciting. Certain 2001 pennies with rare varieties have sold for hundreds and even thousands. One of the most famous is the double die variety, where the lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust shows doubling. Another variety is the wide AM and close AM reverse design, borrowed from other years, which can confuse collectors but also drive value. Some of these rare error coins have been recorded selling for over $600, and in pristine examples, close to $7,000. Imagine holding a penny that the market values at nearly $7,000. That is the magic of coin collecting. Understanding grading and condition. The difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth $1,000 often comes down to condition. Grading is the process of judging a coin's state of preservation. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with 70 being a flawless, perfect coin. Collectors pay premium prices for coins graded 67 or higher, especially when they are certified as full red with no spots or marks. Learning to recognize condition is essential for anyone hunting for valuable 2001 pennies. Error coins of 2001. The U.S. Mint strikes billions of coins, and mistakes happen. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks are just a few of the fascinating errors that turn ordinary coins into collectibles. A 2001 penny with an off-center strike showing only half of Lincoln's head might sell for $50 to $200. A dramatic clip where part of the coin is missing can bring similar value. The most dramatic errors, combined with high grade, are where the real money lies. Collector stories and discoveries. All across the United States, collectors share stories of finding treasures in change. One collector reported discovering a 2001 double die cent while searching through a simple roll from the bank. Another uncovered a proof-like example in circulation. These stories inspire others to keep looking, proving that valuable coins are still out there waiting to be found in everyday life. Investment potential of the 2001 penny. While not every coin is destined to rise in price, certain 2001 pennies have investment potential. Rare varieties and top-graded examples often grow in value as demand increases. Coins certified by trusted services provide assurance to buyers and sellers, making them easier to trade at higher prices. Some investors quietly buy rolls of uncirculated 2001 pennies, betting that future generations of collectors will chase them. How to identify valuable 2001 pennies? The key to success is learning what to look for. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to check details on Liberty, the date, and the reverse lettering. Look for doubling, spacing between the letters A and M in America, or unusual shapes in the mint mark. Compare with known examples from coin guides and online references. Small details make big differences in value. The role of coin grading companies like PCGS, NGC, and Anax have changed the marketplace. Their certified slabs protect the coin and guarantee authenticity and grade. When a 2001 penny is graded MS68 red by one of these services, it becomes a top population coin, and collectors may bid aggressively at auction. Some of the record prices for 2001 pennies have come directly from these certified sales. Auction records and market trends. Looking back at auction records, we see proof of the value hidden in this coin. A 2001 D Lincoln cent graded MS68 red has sold for several $100s. A proof 2001 S Deep Cameo PR70 has reached nearly $200. Error coins with dramatic doubling or rare reverses have sold for thousands. The trend shows that collectors are paying attention, and demand remains strong for high-quality or rare examples. The cultural significance of the penny. Beyond money, the Lincoln cent is a cultural icon. It honors a beloved president, appears in childhood piggy banks, and has been part of American life for more than a century. The 2001 issue connects us to that tradition, reminding us that even the smallest coin carries history, art, and meaning. Collecting these coins is not only about profit but also about preserving a piece of America's story. Conclusion and call to action. And so we close our 15-part journey into the world of the 2001 Lincoln penny. From its humble copper-plated surface to its potential value of hundreds or even thousands of dollars, this little coin shows us that treasure can hide in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to RF Coins, where we continue to explore the hidden gems of U.S. coinage. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next discovery. And remember, the next valuable coin could already be in your pocket change. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Today we are diving into one of the most surprising and fascinating stories in the world of modern American coinage. We are talking about the Lincoln cent, specifically the 2008 D penny. At first glance it looks ordinary, a copper-plated zinc coin with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. But beneath the surface, these coins carry a story that combines history, rarity, and unexpected collector demand. By the end of this video, you will understand why a coin you thought was worth just 1 cent can be worth far more, sometimes reaching hundreds, even thousands of dollars in the right condition. The background of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It became the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Over the decades the design has changed slightly, but the 2008 penny holds a special place in the series because it was the last full year before the big 2009 bicentennial redesign. Collectors knew something historic was coming, and that made the 2008 issues more interesting. Denver Mint and the D-MRK. The D mint mark on the 2008 penny tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The Denver facility has been responsible for billions of coins every year, but what makes certain Denver coins stand out is the quality of the strike and the potential for unusual varieties or errors. When you see that little d below the date, it is worth taking a closer look, because not every Denver penny is created equal. Production NUMBRS. In 2008 the Denver Mint struck over 2 billion Lincoln cents. That may sound like too many for any of them to be valuable. But in coin collecting, numbers alone do not tell the whole story. Out of billions produced, only a tiny fraction survive in pristine, uncirculated condition. Even fewer carry special errors or unique features that turn an ordinary coin into a collector's prize. Why 2008 is special? As mentioned earlier, 2008 was the last year before the four commemorative designs of 2009. Many collectors wanted to have a complete set of last year coins before the big change. That collector interest gave the 2008 issues a boost. More importantly, graders and dealers began noticing that certain 2008 Denver pennies looked sharper, with unusual doubling or die cracks, and those became sought after. Metal COMPOSITO on the 2008 penny is copper-plated zinc. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint shifted away from solid copper to zinc cores with a thin copper layer. While that makes them inexpensive to produce, it also means the coins can corrode or wear out more quickly. Finding a 2008 D penny in high-grade condition is harder than you might think, which again adds to their collectible value. Error. One of the most exciting parts of coin collecting is discovering errors. The 2008 D cent is known for several varieties, including off-center strikes, die breaks, and most famously, doubling on the date or lettering. If you hold a 2008 D penny under magnification and notice that the numbers in the date or the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust look doubled, you may have a valuable variety on your hands. Grading and CONDATON condition is king in coin collecting. A 2008 D penny in circulated, pocket-worn condition might only be worth a cent or two. But take that same coin in mint state, with no scratches, full luster, and crisp detail, and the value can skyrocket. Grading services like PCGS and NGC assign numbers from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS67 or higher is extremely rare and can command very high prices. Market value. So what are collectors actually paying? A 2008 D penny in average circulated condition is usually worth face value. But in brilliant uncirculated condition, values range from $5 to $20. Coins graded MS67 or better can reach hundreds of dollars. Exceptional specimens with strong errors or varieties have sold for more than $675 and in some cases even higher, approaching nearly $1,000 depending on demand at auction. This is why we emphasize checking every coin carefully, because the treasure could be sitting in your pocket change. Auction RECORDS recent sales show that collectors are willing to pay big for the best examples. Auction houses have recorded sales in the range of $600 to nearly $975 for high-grade 2008 D pennies. That is nearly 1,000 times their face value. Imagine holding a penny worth close to $1,000. That is the excitement that keeps coin collectors hunting. How to check your PNNY? If you want to examine your 2008 D cent, start with good lighting and a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling, cracks, or off-center strikes. Check the overall shine and luster. If you believe your coin might be special, consider submitting it to a grading service. Even if you don't, keeping it safely stored in a coin flip or capsule will help preserve its condition. The history CONECTO. And remember, this coin connects us to the long story of the Lincoln cent. From 1909 to 2008, it carried the same portrait of Lincoln with the classic wheat or memorial reverse. After 2009, the designs changed to honor Lincoln's bicentennial and later the Union Shield. That makes the 2008 penny the last of a chapter in American coinage. Collectors love last year issues, and history gives them extra meaning. That future value potential. Will the 2008 D penny go up in value even more? Many experts believe yes. As time passes, more coins are lost, damaged, or worn down. High-grade survivors become scarcer. Combine that with growing collector interest, and the price chart points upward. If you hold a gem-quality 2008 D, you may want to keep it as an investment. Advice for new collectors: if you are just starting out, don't worry if you cannot find $1,000 penny right away. Collecting is about the joy of discovery. Search through your change, look in coin rolls from the bank, and build your knowledge. Each coin tells a story. Even common 2008 D pennies are part of that story, and you never know when you will stumble upon a rare variety. Conclusion and sign off. So there you have it, the history, details, and current market value of the 2008 Lincoln penny. A tiny coin with the potential to be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Keep your eyes open, check every coin, and remember that hidden treasures often come in the smallest packages. Thank you for watching RF Coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2008 cent, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors. Stay tuned for more parts of our series, because here at RF Coins we believe every coin has a story, and some of those stories are worth a fortune. Until next time, happy collecting. Today we dive into one of the most fascinating coins of recent years, the Lincoln penny 2016 D. At first glance it looks like just another cent in your pocket change, but what if I told you this small copper-plated zinc coin could hold the power of value far beyond its face? Some of these coins have been auctioned for mind-blowing prices, reaching figures collectors never imagined. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey you will never look at your pocket change the same way again. Birth of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first American coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. Over the years the coin has gone through design changes, from wheat ears on the back to the Lincoln Memorial and later the Union Shield design we know today. By the time the 2016 D cent was minted, it carried with it more than a century of tradition and history. The Denver Mint Mark Devery coin collector knows that the little letter under the date can change everything. The 2016 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. This mint is famous for producing billions of coins each year, yet hidden among the common billions are rare varieties that can be worth hundreds, thousands, and even more. That tiny D on your penny could be the doorway to a fortune if the coin has special qualities. The year 2016. Why focus on 2016? At first this might look like just another modern year. But collectors have discovered that some 2016 D cents hold striking errors and unique characteristics that elevate their value. While billions were minted, only a few came out with double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes that transform a simple coin into a collector's dream. The thrill lies in finding that one coin that stands apart from the crowd. Materials and design. The 2016 penny is made of copper-plated zinc with 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. It weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters. On the front is the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the motto "In God We Trust" above, Liberty to the left, and the date with mint mark to the right. On the back is the Union Shield with a bold banner inscribed with 1 cent and above it the United States of America. A simple design hiding extraordinary possibilities. Errors and varieties. Collectors love error coins, and the 2016 D penny has several varieties worth looking out for. Some show doubling on the date or the word liberty. Others have die, cracks, cuds, or plating bubbles. In rare cases, full off-center strikes or double-struck pennies have been discovered. These varieties make the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth thousands. Record-breaking values. Here is where things get truly exciting. Some Lincoln cents from 2016 D have been graded at the highest mint state levels by professional grading services. When a coin is flawless with no scratches, perfect shine, and sharp details, its value skyrockets. Reports show coins reaching values beyond $600,000 in auctions. Imagine turning a single penny into a life-changing treasure worth $676,974. That is the magic of numismatics. Why collectors pay so much? You may wonder, why would anyone pay such an amount for a penny? The answer is rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors compete fiercely to own the very best example of a coin. A perfect gem with top-grade MS-70 can become a centerpiece of a collection. Add to that the thrill of owning a coin that almost no one else in the world possesses, and you see why prices climb to extraordinary heights. How to identify a valuable 2016 D penny. Step 1. Check the mint mark and the date. Step 2. Look closely under magnification for doubling, cracks, or unusual features. Step 3. Examine the overall condition. shiny uncirculated coins without scratches are worth far more. If you find a coin that looks promising, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their certification is what convinces collectors to pay huge sums. The journey of a coin. Every penny minted in Denver in 2016 started as a blank planchet, was struck with immense pressure and released into circulation. Most entered daily use, paying for gum, coffee, or simply tossed into jars. But a few escaped as rare gems, sealed in rolls and bags, waiting for sharp-eyed collectors to discover them years later. That journey makes every coin unique and every discovery thrilling. Stories of discoveries across the United States. People have shared stories of finding valuable pennies in change. A man in Texas spotted a near-perfect 2016 D penny in his grocery change. He sent it for grading and it came back with an almost flawless rating, leading to an auction sale for thousands. Stories like these inspire collectors everywhere to keep hunting and never underestimate a penny. The market today, right now, the coin market is buzzing with energy. Collectors young and old are hunting through rolls and boxes searching for rare 2016 D pennies. Online auctions show steady demand and values continue to rise. While not every penny is worth a fortune, the possibility makes the search irresistible. Today you might find one worth only a few dollars, but tomorrow it could be a headline-making treasure. The role of grading is the heart of coin collecting. Without professional grading, no one would believe a coin deserves such high value. Grading services use microscopes, advanced imaging, and strict standards to evaluate every detail. A single difference in grade can mean thousands of dollars difference in price. That is why collectors trust certified slabs when they spend big money on coins like the 2016 D penny. Advice for collectors: if you want to join this hunt, start by checking your pocket change every day. Buy rolls of pennies from banks and search through them carefully. Invest in a magnifying glass and learn how to spot errors. Study auction records and collector forums to understand what makes coins valuable. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. Coin collecting is not only about money, it is about history, art, and discovery. Conclusion and call to action: so the next time you see a penny on the ground or in your pocket, think twice. It could be more than just 1 cent, it could be a hidden treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 2016 D Lincoln penny reminds us that even the smallest things can hold great value. Keep searching, keep learning, and maybe you will be the next lucky collector to find a penny worth $676,974. This is RF Coins, your home for history hidden in plain sight. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of Lincoln pennies, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin secrets, and share this video with fellow treasure hunters. Until next time, keep collecting and keep dreaming.